Well, we're about to make a mess. So I pulled all the insulation out of the attic and I dropped it into these little wing areas behind the knee walls, and there's a bunch of trash up there. I started pulling this lath down and it just made an absolute mess, worse than this. So I already know what I'm in for. I got a lot of the trash from the attic over here and above here, and then some in the dining room, but that's got so much stuff in the dining room, we'll have to clear it out. But I'm going to start here and drop everything down, and then we'll have to bag it because I can't do anything else with this stuff. It's just too, you know, it's too messy. And I thought of saving the blow in, but it's got critter garbage in there. You don't want that. The bad insulation we already pulled out and bagged, but at least the attic looks good. So those bags are new blow-in insulation we've gotten recovered from other jobs. Oh yeah, there's some more back. Oh, that's from inside the closet walls. We'll get a lot better view now of what they did, to some degree anyway, where they cut the beam off. Oh boy, I gotta clean up in here. I guess I'll have to take you back in there, but they really did hand hew and all that and notched it out. I mean, it's a pretty interesting construction. And just cut it off. I don't understand. This is kind of the worst part of the job. But yeah, I mean, it's been cut off from where they had their rim board, or what do you want to call that. And it just looks so funny to have a beam to nowhere. You can see better where the wallpaper was and stuff like that. Strange. So I got my work cut out for me. But the attic looks a whole lot better. All cleaned out. Got all that knob and tube. Gonna pull all that knob and tube out of here. All this lath down. Just gonna strip it all down. So in this room over here, I just shoved everything over there because I knew I had some stuff here I didn't want to get damaged. So I just shoveled it over. Took a little longer, but right out the door. Over here, pretty much right out the door, but this one was fun. I just got up in there and I kicked down, knocked everything down. And we had pulled some lath upstairs, so Lisa's throwing it down. And she's bagging up anything else that was loose, which seems to be a lot. Oh my. But I'll show you how fun it is just to climb up in there, knock it down. As long as you stand on the studs, you're alright. How's it going, little girl? Pooping out?
Yeah, but I'm almost done in this room, and I'm gonna go out and pick some flowers. I'm getting out of here.
Well, that looks a lot better.
Yes, this is an improvement.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I took everything out from that room, but you still got all this in this room. Oh boy. Yay. Anyhow, I've got that set up over there to ready to kick down everything. In the dining room.
Oh.
I got it safely set up. I got the wood cleaned out of here, ready to drop this floor. And just kick it down. sure I don't fall for it. Pretty quick and simple. Sort of. Better than being underneath. Being underneath wouldn't be any fun. At least on this side, they almost have the studs sitting on top of the pocket door wall. That side over there, they're just floating. I don't know what's holding it up. It's not sitting on this joint is not sitting on the wall at all, and yet it's pretty solid. They just put probably those big spikes between them. And that's the only thing holding it up. As far as I can get it over there. Hup, get me up! Crazy how they used to run this wood floor and just run it wild. Just didn't care. The bad thing is, like the attic, all this stuff's been repurposed. It's got nails. All these little nails sticking up from the lathe one. This used to be used somewhere else in this house. It's crazy. It's snagged on nails all over the place. And I was wondering how about, because this is balloon construction, these outside studs in here go all the way up. But, ow, nothing like kneeling on little nails. But these are nailed to the studs that go all the way up. But they do have a rim board, and just like I thought, it's not notched in. In fact, that one's scabbed out by a piece of lathe, and then it's put on. So that's crazy. There are 3 nails, but it's just totally relying upon nails. You couldn't get away with that today, for code for one thing. You wouldn't get away with it with our kind of lumber. It'd never work. Anyway, let me finish cleaning up. So I find something interesting. It's one thing when you have plaster on your walls that's nice and bright, if you have a light or the light coming in from the window, and then you take down the plaster and the light just absorbs into the lathe. But once you take the lathe down, you can't even tell that light's on. It is so dark. I mean, look at that. There's just nothing for the light to bounce off of. That's crazy. But at any rate, we got her gutted. We're going to drop that once I get the first floor cleaned up and get that mess cleaned up. But I left a lot of this trim. In fact, I wish I would have left more of the baseboard and the door trim and window trim on. And the reason I'm leaving it on is it's going to make my life a whole lot easier. I'm really glad we got this cleaned up because I can run all my wiring and my utilities and everything I need to run. But when it comes to the trim, I can leave it on and work around that with all the wiring and everything. And then do one room at a time as I'm going to do the drywall and stuff. So it'll make a little bit of a mess ripping this up, but it'll be the best way to do that. So I was mentioning earlier about this floor joists. It's crazy. They did not put those on top of a wall like you normally would, and they're barely attached. Yet I can crawl back there, jump around, and stand on those things. They don't budge at all. It's nuts. Now I know those are 2x8s, but you take these guys up here, and they are scary. They bounce bad. Let me get up here safely. I don't know if you can really tell, but you stand up there, it's downright scary, especially staring over top of the stairwell. Look at that. They just shake. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some bracing and run from the floor joists up to the rafters, and that will help strengthen those. But I need to run it kind of like that, but leave enough room for in case I want to put my AC up there. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet, but I think I will. But the big thing is, if I do, I got to try to figure out how I can fit it in with those collar ties. It'd be nice to, if it fits in that void there, to be able to enclose that area that I have my trunk line in and insulate it. That way it'll be kind of part of the space, the living space, and it won't have that big temperature change. We'll see. That's the game plan. So by the way we did this got all the insulation and most of the garbage down here on the first floor. But this area over here, I can't get access to it because that's the ensuite and the bedroom, and so it all got floor over it. I know there's going to be some insulation up there. I've seen it around where the pipes come around. So I got to drop this from down below. Fortunately, it's not completely filled with insulation. Hopefully it won't be too bad. We'll time lapse pulling this down, but I know I am going to get very dirty. Well, we found the mouse house. Yick, and I can smell it through a mask. Well, that was the worst of it. Not too bad, better than I thought. At least the insulation was only right here in the plumbing, except for that wonderful mouse house across there. And that's why I don't like this bat insulation. That's what that was. That was all bat insulation. Mouses, Mises, Moses. They have just shredded that. It's disgusting. All right, I'm going to take a much needed break. But I still got a little bit of bloat in, just stuck in the walls here and there. Probably the rest of the house too, but once we get this cleaned up, I'll take the walls down. But little girl got some of this cleaned up. We took all the bags and threw them all in the dump trailer. Got the Lathe out of here anyway. It's getting forward. And we still got to bag all this stuff. Woo, we got lots of work.